So how does the average guy's dating life play out? If you're not intentional about your dating life, if you're not intentionally trying to create the results that you want, meet the women that you want, facing your fears around it, building and learning, this is pretty much the fate you can expect. So let's take your everyday average Joe, and you might relate with this guy. I know I related with him back when I was kind of right before I started my journey of improving with women. But what types of traits does he have? Well, first, he doesn't go out and talk to the women that he wants to talk to in any environment. A lot of times he doesn't even realize that there are women in the environment, or if he sees them, he doesn't consider it as an opportunity. Like maybe there's a cute girl sitting at the cafe, maybe there's a cute girl walking by at the beach, sitting in a towel next to him. He doesn't see that as an opportunity because the idea of going up and talking to her just seems unrealistic. Like there's no way that he's gonna be able to bridge the gap between going up, starting a conversation with a random girl, and somehow turning that into a date and somehow turning that into a relationship. It just seems ridiculous. And even if he does start seeing it as an opportunity, a lot of times there's too much fear, too much anxiety around the idea of going up and talking to her, what to say, what to do, where to take it, that it's just a little bit too much. A lot of times he'll think about it maybe for a second, and then, you know, the overthinking will get the best of him and he won't do anything. And he'll consistently let those opportunities pass by. A few other important traits: he doesn't understand how to build a good online dating profile. And there's a lot that goes into that, you know, understanding how to pose the right way, understanding how to have a good style, how to actually take a good photo, how to frame it the right way, how to create a bio, prompts, how to message girls the right way. All those things are just outside the scope of his knowledge currently. And whether it's online or in person, he doesn't have the knowledge or the skill set to actually be able to talk to women, lead them through a conversation that's going to get them attracted, flirt with them, connect with them on a deep level, and be able to lead and take that interaction somewhere. Now, even though there may be a source of dissatisfaction or unfulfillment with his dating life, the average guy never really thinks about working on it because it just seems kind of weird to work on your dating life. It's something maybe he thinks, oh, this is something I should just know how to do naturally. Why would I need to get help with this, or why would I need to work on this? And his friends maybe have the same sentiment. And so instead of trying to fix it, he just kind of keeps on going down the same path, hoping that it'll sort of fix itself. Now, of course, this isn't really a path that's going to lead to consistent success in any way, but the guy feels the need to have some feminine energy in his life. So he does what he can, you know, in sort of the easiest ways possible. Like he talks to women at work, he talks to women in his social circle. Maybe he meets some women here and there from online dating, and maybe even he reaches back out to some of his ex-girlfriends who he just can't seem to let go of because he hasn't been able to do better since the time they broke up. But here's the problem: because he doesn't have the right skill set or knowledge, and he's also dealing with a limited pool of women, especially if he's mostly doing it through social circle and through work or through his ex-girlfriends, then it's very unlikely that he's going to meet the quality of options, the quality of women that are actually going to get him excited, that he actually has the potential of getting, and that are actually going to, you know, make him happy and fulfilled in the long run. But because he doesn't really know what he's capable of, it's a blind spot for him. He ends up settling for a woman that maybe is not quite the quality that he would really want in a long-term partner. And even though this woman is lower than what he's capable of getting in terms of the quality, he still falls head over heels for her because he's not getting any other women, right? He doesn't have any abundance in his life. He's living out of scarcity. So if this one girl likes him, it must mean that he has to make it work with her. Otherwise, he has no other options. And maybe this is okay at first. I mean, a lot of guys do this, but down the road, as the years and decades go by, it starts to eat away at him a little bit. You know, maybe he's leveling up in his career or other things in his life. His fitness is getting better. And he still has this relationship that he knows he kind of rationalized. He knows he kind of settled for, and it's just that breeding sense of dissatisfaction. And at that point, he either keeps rationalizing why he made the choice that he made and just kind of goes through the rest of his life like that, or, you know, the woman decides, you know, she starts picking up on it, she decides to step away, they get into a divorce, or he decides to step away and start fresh. But if he still isn't trying to be more intentional, then he's going to just wind up in the same situation again. So yeah, this is the plight of the average male in today's dating world. But there's good news. You don't have to go through that life cycle. You can be intentional about your dating life. You can create something awesome. You can meet and attract women that really fulfill you. You can have connections that fulfill you and that change your life for the better. But in order to do it, you need to decide to actually get it handled. You can't keep putting it off and saying, I don't have the time, I'm too busy, maybe it'll work itself out, or maybe even things will just kind of happen. You have to say, all right, if I want this to work out, I need to make it work. I need to understand how to go out and meet and attract the woman that I want. I need to go out and face rejection. I need to face my fears. And I also need to understand how to build the relationship the right way and go through some of the ups and downs of doing that. And yeah, you need to actually put in the work, right? That's all a part of like living life. Like having these types of relationships, having this type of experience, it's an important integral experience for a man to go through. So even though it's not always going to be easy, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. And your life is going to be a lot better as a result. And I can promise you the path of, let's call him the above average man, not even above average. Let's call him the extraordinary man, if you want to use that term, is a lot better because he's meeting women that he's excited about. And he's doing so on a consistent basis. He has an abundance of options. It's not just this one girl from work, Susie, the secretary over here. It's also, it's the girl from the cafe. It's the girl he walked by in the street and said what's up to. It's the girl he said what's up to on the beach. There's constantly new women in his life that he can choose from. And so instead of settling for the first subpar option, he keeps leveling up more and more and more and getting higher and higher quality women until he meets one that he really just wants to lock down and continue the narrative with. I don't know about you, but I prefer to live a life of choice, options, and abundance rather than a lack of choice, no options, and scarcity. So if that's a life that you want to live as well and you want some help creating an epic dating life for yourself, I'd recommend applying for our Beast Dating Coaching Program. We've helped hundreds of guys over the last few years to be able to create awesome dating lives, to be able to meet their next girlfriends, their next wives, or even just be able to get 3-4 dates a week consistently whenever they want and be able to overcome all their fears around dating. And if that's something you want help with as well, just hit that first link in the description, beast-coaching.com. You can check out some of the testimonials and you can apply for coaching. And I'll talk to you soon.